Almost every single food in your kitchen is quietly racing a clock. The milk, the bread, the leftovers. But there is one jar in there that basically ignores time completely. Honey. If you keep it sealed and dry, it doesn't really go bad. Not in a year. Not in a century. Not even in 3,000 years. So what makes honey so special? It all starts with the bees. The nectar they collect from flowers is mostly water, something like 80%. But back at the hive, the bees fan it with their wings for hours and hours, draining that water off until the honey that is left behind is only about 17% water. And that incredibly low water content, that is the whole secret. With the water driven off, what is left is around 80% sugar. And that makes honey so concentrated that any bacteria unlucky enough to land in it get their own water pulled straight out of them by osmosis. They basically shrivel up and die. Scientists measure this with something called water activity. Most microbes need a water activity of about 0.85 to grow. Honey sits way down around 0.5, so almost nothing can survive in there. And then there's one more trick, hidden right inside the honey. The bees add an enzyme called glucose oxidase, and slowly, quietly, it turns a little of that sugar into acid, which is why honey is actually quite tangy, with a pH of around 4. And it also makes a tiny trace of hydrogen peroxide. Yes, the same stuff sitting in your medicine cabinet. So honey literally brews its own antiseptic. So now put all of that together. Honey is bone dry. It is syrup sweet. It is acidic. And it is mildly antiseptic, all at the same time. For a tiny bacterium, honey is just about the most hostile place on the entire planet. And here is the key. Honey doesn't spoil, because spoiling is microbes eating your food, and nothing can even live in there to eat it. And this leads to the most famous story of all. Archaeologists have reportedly opened tombs that were sealed for thousands of years, and found jars of honey inside, still liquid, still sweet, still edible. Just imagine that. A pot of honey older than most of human history, that you could technically still spread on your toast. Now, let me be honest with you. That word, never, comes with some fine print. It only holds if the jar stays sealed and dry. Leave the lid off, and honey will actually drink water straight out of the humid air until the wild yeast inside it wakes up and starts to ferment it. Also, if your honey turns cloudy and solid, don't panic. That is just crystallizing. It is completely normal, not spoiling. Just warm the jar gently and it flows again. And there's one real safety rule. Never give honey to a baby under 1 year old. It can carry tiny spores that are harmless to us, but genuinely dangerous to an infant. But keep that jar sealed on your shelf, and honey will just sit there, quietly outlasting almost everything around it. The bees made a food so dry, so sweet, and so perfectly hostile to decay, that time itself sort of just gives up on it. Sweet, and basically immortal. Not bad for something a bug made in a tree.